Can you hear me? Eric, how are you doing? Is that you, Eric?
Hey, this is Eric. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
There you go. That might be a little better. We may have a pretty good sized group in here tonight.
So we need to have the document open, it looks like. Did you see that? She just sent it us.
Who?
From Penelope. I think Penelope just sent it. It's a Google Doc.
Gotcha. Okay.
You see it?
Yeah.
Which Google Doc are you guys talking about?
Let's see.
Penelope sent me the Google Drive earlier.
Okay.
You actually can just go on the KMM admin page, and she just posted about it, and it's got a picture of it on the KMM admin page. It's the very first post. You can click on it; it'll automatically open.
I'm sorry, I just started with you guys today. I'm not sure what the KMM admin page is.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to share it into. You should be able to see my screen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay. All right. Penelope typed this up earlier. Let me look over it, and I've got some. Should have read this a little bit quicker. Okay.
So I went to England before COVID took over. We went to the famed Abbey Road.
Hello, Denise.
Hi, I'm really not sure what I'm doing here.
Well, we'll figure that out as we go along. How's that?
Okay, I just kind of can only see you right now.
Okay. Close enough. That means you're here.
Yeah. And you can hear me.
And we can hear you. I'll put I'll reshare my screen again once we get everybody in and everybody
Okay.
settled. There's Susie.
You know, like so many of you during these times that we rules and staying at home, looking for something to watch on TV.
I'm on a phone, by the way.
That may actually work better than a computer. Oh, there's a cat.
I'm on both computer and phone.
All right, we'll wait a few more minutes and let everybody get in. What are you eating, Penelope?
Eating pizza. I was gonna say, if you're having trouble hearing people or anything, if you click the three dots, and then you click audio connection, you click connect to your device, your computer, that will help you. If you're on a computer. And then just mute your microphone if you're not talking to like cut back on the radio feedback that happened momentarily earlier.
Yeah.
I can hear now. Sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, Julie. Go out.
Yeah, I'm not sure my video is going to show. I don't understand.
We can see you just fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it switches over to the person that is talking usually the most.
Oh, I understand now.
Does anyone have a TV going on in the background?
I do. I'm going to turn that off.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Better?
Better.
Okay.
Am I loud enough? Can everybody hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, good. We'll go ahead and get started, and I'm going to go ahead and record this, and hopefully we can post it up so people can see what we're doing. We've got a small agenda. I'm going to go over some changes tonight. I'm going to go ahead and share that document that Penelope worked on today, just so everybody can see it. I don't know if everybody's connected into Google Drive yet. So let's start off with the ticketing system. So that was a big change today. A bunch of you guys, apologies for making a switch over that quick. Yesterday, last night, Susie and I talked, and it just felt like some people had control over information and it wasn't visible to everybody. And if that person wasn't actively talking, then we didn't know what was going on. And also it looked like all of our information, we were switching forms up and all of our information was going to different places. So I tried to work with Atlassian, who makes a great ticketing system called Jira, and they weren't available to help us quickly enough. I finally got an email from them today about 4 p.m. saying, we would love to help you out with your COVID-19 needs, etc. And we'd already switched over to Spiceworks. So I hope everybody's had a chance to get into Spiceworks and take a peek around Spiceworks. We have a bunch of admins in there, and it looks like we got a good chunk of runners in there now. So the basic premise is anything that needs to be done, that takes a physical action, needs to be a ticket. Whether it's picking up completed masks, or we need a runner to stop and buy sewing needles for a member, anything like that. That way we can track it all. and we can see where it is at a glance. Any one of the admins can log in and say, oh, this ticket has been assigned to Johnny, and Johnny is has marked that he's working on that. So we can do that. So that was the big reason why I switched us over to a ticketing system. I know it feels like I just stepped in and assumed command. In a way, I did kind of step in and just assume command because we all had different goals in mind, but we weren't cohesive. So, and if that upset you this morning, I do apologize for that. Before we switch on to the next thing, anybody have any questions about Spiceworks ticketing, why we're doing ticketing, how to do the ticketing?
I have not had a chance to look at it today because I've been a runner.
And that's
So
fine.
I will take a look at it.
Sure. Especially for the runners, I would say that installing the Spiceworks app on your phone
Okay.
would be the best way to handle that because you're out in the field and you don't have a full-size computer with you. It'll give you notifications if someone assigns something to you.
Okay.
It'll pop up. You'll be able to go in all of the tickets. Hopefully everything that we give you will have an address and a contact name and a phone number that you can use. And we haven't really, kickstarted a captaining program. So for right now, I think it's a group effort to make sure that we're assigning the tickets as they need to be assigned. Hopefully we'll get to a point where we're a little bit more geographically captioned off there with captains, and they will have their group of runners that they'll assign tickets to that are kind of in their area. I don't mean to say that it's going to be locked into that area, but if someone's taken over like the Powell and Northwest Knoxville area and they have their runners, they may need to send their runner out to West Knoxville or downtown or to East Knoxville, something like that. But yeah, do get in there, poke around. You're not going to hurt anything. If a ticket gets marked as completed and it's not, we'll mark it as uncompleted. If you want to put in a fake ticket, just make sure that it's clearly evident that it's a fake ticket. Move it around, do stuff like that. I think now was the time to do it. I think we're going to get bombarded here in the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to be, this was really everything we've done up to this point is going to be practice for what's going to happen in the next weeks. Now for the runners, I don't know. I tried to invite everybody that we had on the spreadsheet as a runner. And I don't know if anyone else that is a runner showed up. But we might want to reach out to them and explain the system and maybe sit down and talk about the system with them. Even if it's, in chat, it might be easier if we do it verbally though.
What would
go ahead.
happen if someone gets assigned a ticket and they're unable to make it or they can't do that job? Can they directly respond to a ticket that they received? Do they have to is there going to be a point person? Like, is Kit specifically going or Kelly specifically going to be the ones that people need to communicate with afterwards? Like, how would that work?
Yeah, if they can respond directly back to that ticket. And right now I've turned off notifications to admins, but I left on notifications for people that have the ticket assigned to them and also the people that assigned the ticket to that person. So if they notify back that I'm not able to make this drive, we'll find someone else to do it, hopefully. We'll assign it to someone else.
Okay.
Hey, Patrick,
Yeah.
the old list for completed masks?
Yes. I think, yes.
Okay, that is totally complete.
Okay.
We don't need to take any of those names off of there and put them in Spiceworks.
Okay. All right.
That's awesome.
Let's mark that as totally complete and
Kelly was
Penelope.
doing some of it for me today.
Okay, great.
Remember that we did have two of them we were purposely leaving open, Denise, right? There was an Oak Ridge one and there was another one, correct?
Oak Ridge and Sparks. Wait, I got it. Oak Ridge and Black's Ferry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm picking up Rocky Taylor tomorrow. So after those three, everything is done.
Okay.
They're all
Have those two
I have,
added as a ticket yet?
Did any of them add us to ticket?
They were on the old list, so yes, because I could see them.
There were a
Okay.
few of them.
Yeah.
As long as we're sure we've got everything off that list into a ticket, let's move that to a folder. And Penelope, can you create a folder called archived, something like that? And let's move any old information that's still in Google Drive to that archived stuff. We can still get to it if we need to, but we don't need to be working actively on something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, we don't need anybody adding to it.
Right.
Right.
You don't want anybody adding to it. Everything needs to go in a ticket.
can I say something?
Sure.
So I have not had a chance to get in SpiceWorks at all. We are slammed today because FHA is changing their guidelines and it's affecting our active files, and it's kind of a shit show. I won't go into it, but I was hammered today. So I am not going to be able to probably help with the ticketing process at all. I did get, for some reason, I have two deaf sewers who are calling me through their interpreters and they don't have Facebook accounts. Kelly, can I send you that information and let you make a ticket on it? Because it's just one person right now.
We
Or
got
two
the other
people.
one taken care of, right? The other one
Yeah,
is
this
one picked up.
Yeah, this woman's name is Teresa Love. She's at a different number, but I'll put it in the chat over here on the side.
Okay.
Okay. That'd be great. And Susie, when you run across that, would you drive them to our homepage on the website?
They can't. The problem is, I think they're older people, and I don't think both of them, as far as I know, found out about this effort through their children.
Gotcha.
I don't think they're technologically savvy. So I think they are wanting to help, but I don't think they have a lot of tech savviness.
Okay.
Whatever.
Do we
And
need
you have to have that secondary.
And I'm trying to do it all through a sign language interpreter,
Yeah.
or like an interpreter on the phone. So it's hard.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Susie,
So
this is Eric. If you'd
Hi,
like,
Eric.
hello. If you'd like to give me the contact information, I would be more than happy to help facilitate communication.
I just put it up in the chat, so it's there.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. Do we need to look into?
Can you provide more information as far as like the names of the people?
That's the only person right now.
Is Teresa
The
Love?
other woman, she is the woman, she is one of the deaf women who is making masks. I cannot remember the name of the woman that you handled today or yesterday, Kelly.
And that's not the
have
interpreter's name. Do you remember the interpreter's name?
No,
No.
they don't give
Okay.
you the interpreter. They don't give you the interpreter's name. The interpreter calls you just like they're that person.
Yep.
And they speak in the first person. They say, "Hi, I have masks to pick up." And it may be a man, it may be a woman. You don't, yeah. So
Okay, I understand.
I never had
happy to
experience with that before. Now I never had experience with that, but it's been a educating week.
Yeah.
Eric, I dealt with the other person that was deaf. Her name was Deborah, and she's regularly making them. So if you need to touch base with me and I'll let you do the contact, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
whatever needs to be done and however I can help, I'm willing to jump in. So
Yeah.
Somebody
Thank you.
website.
And we've got 831 people at the last time I looked, and I bet that one of them can do sign language. So we may have a built-in system for taking some of this. And I know several people that can. Maybe I can get them to help too for this kind of thing.
Patrick,
Yes.
can I have the website, please?
Oh, it's knoxmakesmasks.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So complicated.
We put the form directly on the front page now. And Penelope cleared all the, I like to call it cruff. I don't know if it's still called cruff. Off of that, I've used that term, woodworking and stuff like that, but she cleared all that cruff off of there. Now the form's directly on the front page. It's the first thing you see, and we've got instructions right above the form that basically says the same thing. Anything needs to be a ticket. So that should be easy.
This is a newbie question, but is there any way to take the tickets and house them as requests versus runners versus like maybe making like 3 categories?
Yes. So the tickets that we have now, we've got, let me look real quick and I'll tell you. Actually, here, we'll all go look. This is Spiceworks, by the way, if you haven't seen Spiceworks.
Spicy Cheetos. That's what I call
Spicy
it.
Cheetos. Right now, here are the ticket categories that we have. We've got completed mass pickup, facility drop-off. I want to be a captain or an admin. I want to be a runner, material drop-off, material pickup, other and store pickup. Those can change. But what we can for visibility is we can go in here. We haven't made any reports, but if we want to create a report that just shows us a facility request or just shows us completed mask orders, we can create the report off that. That's
Sweet.
does anybody want to walk through kind of the system? It's pretty self-explanatory once you get in there. It really is. It's not that complicated.
I've been trying to figure out how to delete me from getting like a bunch of emails. I'm still getting a bunch of emails, and I don't want to mark it as spam in case I need to see it, but I really don't want to get like 30 emails.
Are you getting emails after I made the change tonight? Let's go look
Yeah,
where I made the change.
I put it on silent and like do not disturb just so I would stop getting the notifications.
Okay. What do you use? Gmail?
Yes.
Okay. And everybody should be using Gmail, by the way. But here's what I did with Gmail. Let's see if it'll let me get in. And I've kind of already filtered mine out. I've already put a bunch of mine in a list, if it'll show up. Of course, we're going to have slow networks. But what I did is from the inbox, here's one that I actually did nothing with. If you click on that email and you click on your hamburger menu, that's the 3 dots, you could say filter messages like these. And the basic filter is it builds it off of the sending address. So right now it's saying anything from help@knoxmakesmasks, blah, blah, blah. And you can say create filter. And you can say, I want to skip my inbox. I want to mark it as read. And then I want to apply a label. And Gmail calls it's kind of like a folder. They call it a label, but it's really kind of like folders. But then you can either, if you already have a folder, you can do that, or you can create a new label. And that way your emails will show up over here. I still have some in my inbox because I did not apply it to all the ones that were already there, but you can do that as well. And it's pretty easy. And if need be, I'll go in and see if I can figure some other form of blocking all the emails going to the admins. Here are the settings. We talked earlier about the notifications are still going to go to the person that the ticket was assigned to, and also whoever did the assigning of. And then down at the bottom is the end user notification. We may want to talk to someone after they've done a ticket with us and say, hey, did you get bombarded with emails? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go over here. The next thing I had on my agenda, and Penelope, we'll make sure we cover everything that you created as well. I just had already done a little small agenda on a notepad. Is I'm going to go ahead and put this information out. I wanted to make sure that we were 100% clear on using Prestige cleaners as a drop-off and a pickup. I think this is going to help just as much as the ticketing system. We kind of have been trying to roll around in our heads having a place for pickups and drop-offs, but we needed it to be secure and also low traffic. We didn't want to, leave it at a Walmart where we would, have a runner go in and potentially, be infected or infect others. So from what I understand, all of the locations that Eddie sent us, these are all drop-off locations and pickup locations, and they have drive-through. Is that correct, Susie? Susie still there?
Yeah, she mentioned the drop off earlier, like
Yeah.
the drive-thru.
I think all of these have drive-through. Yeah, that's it. So I think this is directly from the email that Eddie sent to Susie. So I think this will be great. It'll allow us to basically direct traffic a little bit better. Some people may not want drivers coming up to their houses, or they may only have 3 done and they just want to drop them off. But we need to be clear on the rules. We can't be infecting anyone at the Prestige cleaners because of this. So we need to make sure they're sealed in a Ziploc style bag. I'd really like to put in there that the mask must be washed, but I don't know if everybody. Surely, if you can sew a mask, you can wash a mask, right? Would that be too much?
Okay, I just was able to get back into this. I crashed completely, so I didn't hear any of the last 2 minutes.
Sorry, Susie, and I called you out.
That's okay.
Right? So I was like, right? Susie?
Yeah, every now and then you crash, and I just can't hear anything. I think you're doing it again right now, actually. Okay. But let me, if you guys can hear me, I'm gonna talk and say that Eddie has texted me since we've been on this meeting. And Fort Sanders has I changed the Google Doc. Fort Sanders has provided them with the filter material to use in their masks. They no longer need the HEPA vacuum bags. So if people are interested in donating masks to Fort Sanders, because this was a specific request from Fort Sanders to Prestige, who's been making masks for hospitals as a community service, because their business is down 70%, and he's trying to keep his employees hired, basically. But if you want to make masks for Fort Sanders, they have to have a filtration pocket in them. But Fort Sanders has donated that filtration material to Prestige.
Do you know what material that is?
I don't know. I don't. I can try to find out, but I don't even know that he really knows. I don't know that they're giving him technical details like that. But they have to get back to the process, and those needs that they have right now may change. But he did tell me this morning that their biggest need is Ziploc bags, because they're trying to send everything out in a Ziploc bag, and they want everything to come in a Ziploc bag to try to reduce cross-contamination. So then that email address that he made, masks@prestigecleaners.net, he has 8 employees who are monitoring the email all day, because they're still doing dry cleaning for some people and laundry for some people, and people are still picking and dropping that up and off. So if somebody, I don't know how this will tie in with the ticketing system, but if somebody wanted to email down there and say, hey, I need to pick up 2 yards of flannel or whatever, whoever's monitoring that email address can get it together for them and tell them a time to pick it up at a drive-through at a certain location. Like,
Okay.
they can say, I need to pick it up at this location. I'd like to, we're just going to have to work that out, but I don't know how that works with the ticketing system.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, should I bring everything I picked up from your house earlier to one of these locations then?
We need to figure that out. I mean, if we want to, we haven't gone live on the group with this yet. So, we can, I mean, we can, we're just going to have to, and I need to ask Eddie how he wants us to do that, because obviously, Penelope, the stuff you picked up from my house isn't going to fit in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So,
like, cut it or?
yeah, I can ask Eddie. I'll text him right now while we're on this call. I'll do that right now.
Okay. And I assume a gallon size Ziploc bag, not smaller.
Yes, gallons. Yeah. And they are still in the stores. I got 1 pack of them today. So,
You went to a store?
I didn't. My husband did. He had to get my crazy meds, Patrick.
Yeah.
Be grateful he did that.
Yeah, no, I am. My son is still doing his job at Cadenza Automotive, and his girlfriend is still doing the pick and get for Walmart. So
Oh gosh.
about every day I text them with a new request.
Nice.
And they're living in my basement, so, zombies.
So what's
Great.
the call on reaching out? Is there any, as far as, do we want to reach out for Ziploc bags or anything like that? Or is this sort of an informal only admin project?
No. I started this document and asked Susie to review it, since she was originally talking with Eddie. We were going to post this onto Facebook, and that brings me to another kind of discussion point. I want all of our admin level posts that are going to Facebook that we want to really catch people's eye, or we want it to be a stickied or a pinned post. I want it to go to all 3 locations. I want it to go into the news section on the website, which is our blog, basically. I want it to go into the Facebook group for Knox Makes Masks. And I also want to put it on Reddit. And there's a reason why I chose Reddit, and that is because it is huge and they have servers all over the planet. And hopefully they'll be a little bit more downproof than some of the other options. I'd put out a document last week about our backup communication plan, and that's kind of still it, but I'm going to scoot Reddit up to the top. You don't have to have a Reddit account to look at the post. If you just go to that web address, you'll still see the post. You'll be able to read all of the comments. You just won't be able to make comments, which is okay.
Okay. Wait, I think you just crashed again.
Did I crash for everybody?
No.
Oh my God, your face is melting, Patrick.
Denise, how are your nails?
What's happening?
Yeah. I broke one today.
Everybody keep their pants on. Remember, we're going to publish this publicly. Okay, so that was the plan. Was I was actually going to make this a pinned admin post to the Facebook group, so people can go to that all the time.
I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
All right. So Eddie mentioned to me today that any of the masks that we have, he can put a slit in it and put a filter in it. Is that anything that we want to do with current collected masks?
I don't know. What about the foo mask? Is that going to be easy to do with the foo style mask? I know it'll be easy for the 6x9 style, and we've already switched over to making a pocket with the pleated type. So I don't know. Susie, are you okay? Are you typing to me in the document? Susie crashed. Hold on.
Literally for the masks, all you have to do is just separate the two pieces of fabric from each other, so you can just cut a slit. Not hard at all. The foo masks are actually the ones that I found to be the easiest to do it with, and just sew it like that.
Oh, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm on my computer. Maybe I should go to my phone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you want to switch over to your phone?
Yeah, I'll get this off here. I was just trying to figure out. I was trying to be resourceful and communicate.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll get off here and I'll get it on my phone. Hold on.
Okay.
Do I call in? I guess I do. I'll figure it out.
Yes. Hey, write this down, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to stop sharing everybody for a minute. Okay, if you call 1-408 418 9388, the access code that it will ask you for is 628 858 978.
Okay.
That should get you in.
Okay. I'll call right now.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. So another thing that I have on my list is monitoring the group, and we may actually need to backtrack a little bit, especially for those of you that have been really involved with making the spreadsheets for facility orders and the spreadsheets for people that want to be driving and the pickup orders. I think it would be beneficial to us if maybe we start looking in our older posts to make sure that we did not miss anything. I've had a lot of people say, hey, I tried to get help with this. I have been bombarded with DMs today. Been driving me crazy. But I think we should do that as a group. That's just what I had to say about that.
Are we going to get to the point where maybe we appoint certain people in terms of, like, say, so-and-so is looking at checking if Spiceworks all has the tickets, or checking that all the vendors have been? I mean, how could we piecemeal it in a way that we're not redoing? Or am I?
Work, yeah. What I assumed would happen would be that someone would find a certain forte in a love of doing it and raise their hand and say, okay, I'm going to monitor the ticketing system today. I'm going to make an admin post in our admin group, not an admin post, just a post in our admin group every morning of what my goals are for that day, what I'm going to try to tackle, and any pressure points that we're having, any pain points that are time sensitive that we need to get done that day. And I'd like for you guys to do the same in that same post. Let's keep it in that one thread. We have one thread for each day. And that would be where Kelly says, you know what, I'm gonna handle all the runners today. I'm gonna monitor the ticketing system. Or I can only do it from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. and I need someone to take over after that.
Patrick,
Yes.
I don't know how to get into where you're talking.
Okay. So I will, Denise, I will make sure that I think I've already added you in here, by the way.
I think it's beneficial to also just like have it as a like document or file on the actual admin group, so that we can all just go there and click on it, or we can put it in the Reddit thing too. just because I can only access it through the link you provided. If I go to spiceworks.com and enter in my login information, it will not take me to the Knox Makes Masks.
That's really weird, but yeah, we'll figure that out.
I also recommend maybe like having certain people that do certain jobs so that we like having everyone know everything that's going on at once. I think is going to get really overwhelming and complicated, especially if one person works on something on Tuesday, another person works on the same thing on Wednesday, and they don't know what the other person did. I would recommend getting like 2 people on for runners, that one person can take it like at certain times, or 3 people for runners if we can get the amount of people, 1 person on donations, 1 person on, completed masks, that kind of thing, because then it'll streamline it a lot better. Because I know, like, if I were to go on there right now, I have no idea what runners are doing what or when they're available. And I can send it out to everyone or just assign it to a random person. But what if, they're doing masks or something?
Right. And yes,
So,
and I didn't mean we're going to switch it up every single day, Penelope. You're right. I do want everybody to be cross-trained enough to be able to pick it up if the 2 people that are running runners have a problem. And eventually I'd like to pass this off to, our little smaller captain style groups. But no, you're right, Penelope. I mean, people are going to kind of gravitate to what they can do the best anyway. I just didn't want to farm it out to people and give them marching orders. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I mean, like, just for example, like when I was trying to get runners and stuff, like, for example, like, it messaged me back and said, hey, I have this experience doing this particular thing, and she's great at it. I think she should, maybe take on, like, how to do the runners and then be able to assign things to people. Like, I know Kelly is helping her, and maybe Kelly could say, like, hey, you know what? I'm really good at doing this and this, and they can work that out amongst themselves. Like, whoever's in charge of whatever they're doing, I recommend this anyway. You don't have to do it, but I highly recommend that you let them figure out a system that works best for themselves, and then have them tell us, like, this is how we've found that works for us, and this is how we're doing it. And then, you can easily pick up what they've been doing.
Right. Yeah. And that's people finding their forte, their passion, whatever they feel comfortable with.
Well, they've already been doing that part so far. And Allison's been doing all of the mask pickups, like completed masks, and she's been handling all of that. We need 1 person on facilities, for example, and I feel like we also need 1 person on donations. I don't mind holding some donations here. If we're giving them a prestige, I need to know how logistically that's going to work. That way I can best divvy out what I already have and give it to them. I think adding in someone like Prestige at this current moment without us understanding how we're logistically going to do everything isn't the best idea, because it's going to make everything a lot more confusing unless that's the only way we're doing it, and then that's just what we're doing, and we're going to have to figure that out, but hopefully today.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to figure out how we're going to handle Prestige on the run. I think we got kind of a time crunch, though. We're going to be able to produce a lot, and we're going to need them in our corner. But right now, I think we have over 70 cases in our area, Knox County, Blount County surrounding, and that number is going to double every day. Not every day, every 3 days.
No, I agree, but I also don't want to involve someone like Prestige Cleaners if we don't even know what we're doing yet. Like, it's going to make us look bad.
I don't know about the big bulk drop-offs, but if we can have 5 people that have completed masks drop their mask off at Prestige Cleaners, and then only 1 runner swing by there to pick up those 5 batches, it's going to be more efficient. We're going to have to figure it out on the fly, though.
Okay.
I just updated the Google Doc. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just updated the Google Doc to try to work through some of the concerns. I don't know if this helps regarding tickets and whatnot, but I tried to make it clear how material donations would work. So, for example, if you wanted to drop off a material donation, say in your closest location is Bearden, I'm assuming, Patrick, they could make a ticket or let someone know that they dropped that off there.
Yes.
And then if someone wanted to pick up, they could email the email that they've provided with ample time and say, I would like to pick this up. But they would have to pick it up at the Bearden location. Prestige is not going to transport between locations.
Right.
So, so I tried to kind of spell that all out. There may be a way to make it clearer than I've said it.
Where did you,
So,
what document are you referring to? The one that says volunteers on it? I don't see it in the meeting minutes portion of it.
It's the one that says volunteers. It's the document that we're using as a draft for whatever we post to the
it actually, mine says Prestige Cleaners. I don't know what it says.
No, I've
The
got
one
it
that
on screen. You just can't see it, Susie, because you called in.
Okay. The one that I am editing says Prestige Cleaners at the top. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if we're going to use that, then we should probably like maybe fix that in the ticketing system. Like if someone's like, oh, hey, I have like completed masks to drop off. And is that something that we're going to make aware every day, like in the group, like the Knox Makes Masks group that says, hey, today, drop off your completed mask at this Prestige Cleaners, and then we send a runner there?
That's what I'm assuming. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm assuming. Because, I mean, we can't force someone to create a ticket to let us know that they dropped off 5 masks at Prestige Cleaners. But what we can do is say, we'll have a runner stop by the Prestige Cleaners in Bearden by 4 p.m. And we can just let everybody know if they want to drop off there. They can do that. And that's going to kind of circumvent the ticketing system. It'll be okay. I mean, we can't lock it down and be draconian about it.
I may be able to work with Prestige on that end too. So if we have a lot of donations on a particular day that are going to one place, like, I don't know, but if they may be able to deliver to Tenova for us. I don't know. I could ask. Or
at the very least, just contact us. That's all we can ask them to do, really, is contact us, and we'll try.
He's been really good about communication today, so I think we can. I mean, I think there's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve on it, but I think if he keeps communicating with us and I keep communicating with you guys, we can work through that. I think it's an awfully nice convenience to have. I mean, the only place that he doesn't have a convenient location is East Knoxville, but I can go to like Broadway or so.
Right.
So are we saying that we're not doing tickets for drop-offs to Prestige?
No, what I'm saying is we can't force Diane to create a ticket to let us know that she has a drop off at Prestige that she's made. We can let them know that you can drop off to Prestige. Anyone in the Knox Makes Masks group can just drop off to Prestige, and we will handle the communication between us and Prestige. Does that make sense?
So like calling them at a certain time every day and finding out if they have any masks?
Either a certain time every day, or they reach out to us and let us know that they have 100 masks that have been dropped off. I mean, the communication have to flow both directions, or this won't work.
Is it possible we have a Prestige contact person in the admin, so that way, even if you don't do a ticket, you still have that person as your contact consistently?
That would be great. Susie, you want to reach out to him?
Yeah, let me ask right now.
And just, ask if he wants to pass that information out, and we'll do that. And if he wants to give a couple of employees rights to Spiceworks, we're cool with that. Hey, guys, we've got 13 minutes left on this call. I don't want to take it longer than an hour. Some of this is going to be us figuring out how to do this on the fly. But if we build the support system to handle it, it'll be okay. We will be able to do it a lot easier. And I think we're mostly there. One thing that's big that I do want to bring up is we need to actively make sure that we have a good line of communication with all of the other sewing and mask groups in East Tennessee. I've got an order that someone DM'd me today for Morristown. We absolutely can't do Morristown.
Yeah, well, proceed facilitation in Rogersville.
Isn't Rogersville like on the Kentucky border, not Morristown?
It's out towards it's past Morristown.
Rogersville? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, here, I'll look it up on Google Maps, but I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was up near Jellicoe, but that's fine. That's neither here nor there. But I do want, if you guys know of anybody in the other groups, I want to make sure that we have, good outreach with them. And also for some of the groups, we may want to offer up some services to them as well. If their pain points, if they're big enough, their pain points are going to be the same as our pain points. How do we organize all this? Where do we talk to all of our users? How do we control people that are driving? How do we get the information out? So
I agree with you. I think we should first figure out how we're doing it before we bring more groups into it. I'm part of another group actually on Facebook as well that's making masks. That I could find out who the contact person is for them and see if we can work together. But
yeah.
But before the time is up, I just wanted to ask, what should I be doing? Like, what is my role now? As far as like, what should I be focusing on or doing?
Let me ask you, what do you want to be doing, Penelope?
Typically I do logistics, but at this point I don't know how to work logistics with what's been happening. I'm going to try to learn the spice system as best that I can. But should I be trying to figure out ways that maybe we can separate things so like if someone puts a ticket in for a category, only certain people get like the emails for that category, like Kelly and Kit can get whatever category comes in as far as like running materials goes. I get the tickets for like donations or something. Am I bringing the donations all to Prestige after I wash it? I'm just like not sure as to what like I can do at this point.
Yeah, I don't know about separating the tickets just yet because we don't want necessarily a runner to drive by a place because it's not their type of stop, right? If they're only doing completed mass pickups, then we're not being very efficient. If they drive right by somebody,
no, that's my point. My point is to separate the categories. So only Kit and Kelly get categories that say, hey, I have like, materials that need to be picked up, or I need materials or whatever, or I have, what like thread or something. They're doing the runners, right? So the runners are currently picking up donations and also giving materials to people that need them currently. That's what I mean. I don't know what we're doing as far as that goes anymore. So I was I told Kit, like, this is what we're doing right now, and that's what she was working on. But now that everything's changed, like Kelly asked if we could talk today, and I was like, I don't know what to tell you right now because I don't know what's going on. So, like, with the category,
there's a lot more we need to figure out. There's so much more.
Yeah, there's like logistically speaking, I don't know what I can do as far as like I'm a logistics person. I've ran logistics for festivals all across the East Coast for over 10 years. I have 3 businesses of my own, one of which works all over the United States. So I understand logistics very well, but if I don't understand how we want to set this up, I can't run the business on it. Is what I'm getting at.
Do you see what benefit do you see in a person only running a certain type of ticket though? Because that would put them in a closed ecosystem and they would not know about the other stuff as well.
Well, that's why we should have point people. Let's set up an example. Let's say Denise is a runner, right? And she's like, hey guys, I'm available today between the hours of noon and 5 o'clock. And we have 10 people that have donations that they want to give us. We have 10 people that need materials to finish making masks. And we have 10 people that have materials already cut waiting to go to sewers. That means that all three of those people, all those tickets would go to Kelly and Kit. Kelly and Kit would then see which ones are available or who needs what. And they would say, okay, we have all of these people that are here and they put in the ticket for materials, cut materials, and these sewers need flannel. They would say, hey, Denise, we're going to schedule you 20 out of the 30 tickets. And we have another runner named Rick that is going to take the other 10 because they're all in these areas. They can see the addresses, correct? So that way, Kelly and Kit can then organize the way that these tickets are being managed and sending them to certain people. That way, they don't get tickets for something that's like, hey, I can help, that has nothing else to do with it. I could get those and say, okay, hi, you said that you can help. We need help right now calling up facilities, and I can respond to them or something. But I don't want to get a bunch of tickets with people saying I have materials and I'm dealing with who can help.
Sure. Okay, you're right. We do have a little bit of an echo of tickets that are going to go to runners versus tickets that are going to, right?
Whoever's talking, mute your mic, please. That way he can hear.
Does that make sense? Yeah. No, you're right on that. I was thinking you were saying that we didn't need to have, or that we needed to have separation of the different types of runners, which we don't. We need whoever's monitoring, whoever's running the runners needs to be able to see all the tickets that involved driving in a car, right?
Yeah, that's Kelly and Kit. However, Denise doesn't need to get all 30 of those in 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to bog things down. It's going to slow down production, and it's going to make things confusing for everyone in general.
Of course not. No one would ever think of doing that unless she's our only runner.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's my feedback from what I've been getting is I'm getting every single ticket coming in, and we need to find a way that we can organize those tickets so they're getting to the admins that need to see the tickets so they can assign it to the right person.
Yeah, and I think what we'll learn is that the tickets that when you log in and check out the tickets, and you're an admin that's not handling the runners, you'll see those unassigned tickets. And if it's, hey, I want to be a runner, then one of the admins, whichever it is that day or whichever finds that penchant to do it, that's who's going to raise their hand and say, I want to be in charge of that. Is that what you're wanting?
No, like
No.
we need to, like, the way that I've organized festivals for the last 10 years is we have 5 admins, so to speak, that deal with one area. We have we have runners that are picking up, dropping off materials. We have a donation person that is taking all the donations. We have a completed masks person. We have logistics, and then we have now prestige. So that's 5 areas. We need 1 to 2 people per area.
No, we don't need to break it down that tightly into that type of cosm. That's what I was saying. We don't need to have.
Why not, though? Like,
hold on, and I'll tell you why not. If we have a driver that has been assigned to do to deliver to prestige, we don't need them to drive by a house that has completed masks and not stop by. That's whoever's handling the runners. There's not a type of runner. There is only runner. Right? There doesn't right now. Maybe later in the future when we get really, really big, we need to have different types of runners, but we don't need a runner who only picks up donations or a runner who
no, I'm not
only
saying the runners. I'm saying people that organize that. Like, for example, if someone's like, I have a bunch of donations, we need someone that's like, okay, well, where are you? We need someone to break it down for the runners. That's what I'm getting at. The runners are a separate thing. I'm not talking about runners. I'm talking about people organizing the departments that need to, like, be organized. That way I can say, hey, I have 5 locations in East Knoxville, 2 locations in North Knoxville, and 5 locations in South Knoxville all have donations. Here are the addresses and everything else, and then they assign the runners that are in those areas to get them.
Right. Whoever is doing the runners for that day, so it's 2 people that are handling the runners, needs to know the basic locations of all the runners.
I know. I'm not disputing that.
Then I don't know what your point is. What's the difference then that I'm not grokking?
Can I make a suggestion? What if we change our perspective a little bit and we talk about people being captains? Only, hear me out a second.
I'm listening.
It's not because we're trying to cut anybody out of responsibility, but literally having, for instance, you, Patrick, and Susie should be, prestige contacts. Not because no one will help, but if I have a question about prestige, I know that I hit up you, Susie, first before I proceed. Then we have like database management, which could be me and Kit. And all that means is we're making sure the donors and any needs are being entered to a ticket. Then you've got Penelope and Denise doing the runners and the tickets, which means actually monitoring the Spice Works, making sure tickets are being accommodated for. And then you've got, social media, which we all can kind of help out with because we have an admin team.
Right.
But you're not cutting anyone out. So in other words, if I have a runner or I have something logistically, I at least know who to start with, and I'm not pinging 5 different people in the admin group over a question that one person could kind of be a captain over. Does that make more sense?
No, that does make sense, and that's what I agree should happen. What I was saying is, and this may just be a communication breakdown between me and Penelope, is that I want everybody to raise their hand and say which role they want. So you're right. We need to actually write down what those roles are. I think you just did. And I think you need to post it so we all remember what those roles are. You did a great job. I agree with that 100%.
I can I say something for a second?
Yes.
I do agree that I think doing that on a daily basis is very confusing. That I think everybody just needs to raise their hand for what they're compassionate about and stick with that.
Yes.
So that we're all on the same page every day.
Yes, and I agree. And when I say daily, I'm allotting for people still have jobs to do, people have kids to take care of. That's why I want everybody as cross-trained as possible. Right? So Kelly, even though she may be taking care of runners on Thursday and Friday, she may not be back on Saturday because she's off. That's why I need to know who's going to be in that role that day. Right? And we all do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I encourage you to raise your hand and say, this is the job that I want to be. I want to be the captain of this. I want to know everything that has to do with this role.
Okay, I'm raising my hand then.
Okay.
And I'm volunteering Kit. She told me I could because she's lost audio. But I want to do database management, which to me is defined as donors or makers. Making sure information is entered and verified. Doesn't mean no one else can, just that way I'm a contact person. So if I call, they're used to hearing from me.
Sure. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
And yeah, you hit it up. Would you make sure that the roles, as you kind of see them as right now, we at least have them written down? And,
yes, I'd be glad to.
And then everybody just put your name by that role as what you want your specialty to be. And Penelope,
how many admin do we have altogether? Are they all present right now? Because I didn't want to leave it.
No, and you know what we're going to see? We're going to see admins come and go.
Okay.
We've already lost like the first. Haven't seen Sydney, Nick, or Patrick Hollis in 3 days. We had
Patrick really was never completely on board. He was helping in the very beginning. He helped me make the very first form when we were like 20 people.
Right.
And I don't think he didn't sign up. And Sydney has a family and still has a full-time job. So, she was also me and Hillary and Sydney were the 3 original people. And I think this has gotten too much for Sydney too. So.
And that's fine. And I'm not going to fault anybody for that. And it was the same with Doug. We brought Doug on because I knew he could spin up a website quickly. And then, Doug's going to kind of hang out, look at stuff, but he's not going to actually be an admin. He's not going to make anything roll.
So do you want me to do a Google document and then send it out to you guys email wise, or how do you want to do that?
Just put it in the folder.
Okay.
And
If you send me your Gmail,
we'll
I'll
take a
add you
look at
to
it. And
the
is that what
Okay.
you're saying as well, Penelope?
What?
What Kelly said.
Pretty much what Kelly said is exactly what I was saying. It was just a little bit more generalized.
Okay. I think,
But that's exactly what I was saying.
yeah, I think the examples confused me, and I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's just it's hard. Like I pretty much what I'm used to doing and everything I've ever done is whatever job is left is the job that I take. So whatever job we can't find someone to do is the job that I normally do, which let's say no one wants to call up facilities, then that's what I'll do. If no one wants to deal with donations, then that's what I'll do. I can handle either job. The only thing I'm passionate about is logistics, which is what I'm unsure of how to handle it right now.
Right.
But I can figure it out once everything else kind of falls into place.
Sure. And 90% of this is going to be logistics, so there's definitely a spot for you. And you're strong-willed, as I am, and jump into
Yeah, I think that's why I like you. I also think it's why we can't understand each other at the
right.
same time.
And honestly, part of this is social distancing. If we were in the same room, we would understand each other a little bit better, I think. So,
And we've all been cooped up in our houses for a long time at this point.
yeah. Well, you figure out what role you want to do, Penelope, okay?
Yeah. If no one's taking on donations, I can do that part. I don't mind having them go to my house. I can always cut it up and give it to Prestige if that's what we want to do. They can pick up kits where I can be like, hey, here's a kit. I can write someone's name on it, drop it off at Prestige. The only thing is I don't know where people can pick up, but I can figure that out later.
Okay. And I think that's probably the best way. I really think we need to lean on Prestige as much as possible.
Yeah, I got a rotary cutter today, so I can cut like all the stuff really fast now.
Good. All right.
Thank you, Susie.
We have one more thing that we really need to talk about.
Okay.
My car is full of masks. And two things. We need to figure out, where are these masks going? Do they need to go to Prestige for the filter? Some of them anyway. So that they go to the facilities that need them with filter.
Yes. Some of them aren't sewn with a filter pocket, so I don't think most of them are.
Right.
And we may not need them for every location to have a filter pocket.
Correct.
To start.
Correct. I understand that, but I was just thinking that we do have some that are very well made, and he can put a filter in it, which if they're going to the hospitals, they are asking for filters now. So we need to figure that out. And what's the logistics? Where's the list of needs and requests now?
Mm-hmm.
So that I can sort and separate and count and bag and, all those good things.
Estimated, how many do you think you have?
Oh my gosh. 250.
Okay, let's get those two places tomorrow. Then I think we can do it. Let's. We'll have to look at the list. I mean, I don't have an answer for you now, but and I invite you to look at the list too.
I just don't know where it is.
We'll get that to you. And if you want to do a one-on-one tomorrow, if you have breathing room in between, I'll be happy to sit down. I'll spin up a WebEx just for me and you, and we'll go through everything.
Okay. So then the second thing, go ahead.
Drop off your email. That way I can add you to the Google Drive.
I don't know how to do what you're asking me to do. I'm not a techie.
Do you have a Gmail account or a Google account?
I don't.
Okay.
I can send you the form and you can use whatever email you currently have. That way you can still access and edit the drive itself without having to set up a Gmail account.
Yeah.
I'll message you on Facebook.
Is this Denise Boyd Wagoner?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Her
I'm gonna need a lot of help with technology.
That's okay. We've got her email, Penelope, and I'll get it to you because we've got her signed up.
Okay.
That's how she even got to this thing.
All right. So secondly, if we can take care of the masks that I have and get them out to the facilities that need them currently, what happens when runners pick up masks? Are they immediately from Prestige? Are they immediately going to know where they're going, or are they then going somewhere else? And then they're counted and bagged and dispersed. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying, and that's going to take communication between the runners and whoever is managing the runners is going to have to, be able to look at all the tickets in the open facility orders and say, okay, you've got approximately 100 mask in your car. I need you to go drop off 30 to this location and 20 to this location and another 30 to that location. That doesn't equal 100, but that's close enough. Right? We're going to have to get good at this, We're going to have to get good at this, and we're going to have to do it quickly. CDC said today everyone should be wearing a mask, and I think a lot of people are going to hear that. And
I posted on the personal page. Maybe we should post on the group page. But I'm sharing ways to make masks that you don't have to sew.
Yes.
For people who are freaking out, so because I have family members wanting me to go to the post office and mail masks, and it's not a good idea. It's too many points of contact. So there are lots of ways to make these with bandanas and dish towels, and so I'm going to keep posting those things on my personal page and hope that people see them. So
let's get them posted to the group, and also once again to the website and to Reddit.
Also, what we should probably determine like 1 or 2 masks tops that we're going to put on the website, because right now I just put the one I've been using, which is the video that has the free pattern, and then the one that everyone else has been making, the pleated one. If that's still okay, then we'll leave it at that. But if we want to meet like hospital requirements, I can make a page just for that, but I don't know where to find that.
Yeah, and also let me make this comment about the hospital requirements. We won't be able to give them everything they want, and the administrators are just going to have to understand that this is what we have, and this is what your nurses and your phlebotomists need. This is a standard knee-jerk reaction for them to come up with a specific type that everyone has to make. We're not going to be able to do that 100% of the time.
I'll leave the ones that are up then.
Yeah. Leave the ones that are up. Let's add, by the way, if you can't sew, here's how you can make a mask. I mean, we can add that information.
Yeah.
Cool. Right? Time to go. I just posted the Prestige Cleaners contact name and email address on the admin page on Facebook.
Okay.
But I have to go.
All right. Is there anything else that we need to cover tonight? We're going to have more WebExes, a lot more. I think it's going to be important for us to stay cohesive with each other. We're going to have new people coming in. We do need, hey, Penelope, I got a great job for you.
Yeah.
All the new people that are coming in to be captains and admins, they're going to need to be trained in some way.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I can do that, but can I make a suggestion? We should, as an admin team, have weekly meetings just to make sure that we're all on the same page, at least until we get to like a certain point.
Oh, no, more than weekly.
Okay, cool. Because we haven't had like an in-person meeting in about a week, and I was like, I need something right now.
Let's say every other day or more is needed. How's that for right now? And if I don't remember to post it up, someone remind me.
Okay.
Kelly?
Kelly?
Kelly still on?
Yeah, I was trying to do the document. Sorry.
Hey, Kelly, if you've raised your hands for donors and makers,
Yes.
does that mean you assign runners? I mean, I don't understand who.
Well, what I was thinking was, for instance, if I'm helping with the database management, that's going to have owners and makers in there. Because right now it was all together and it was hard to tell requests because we didn't have tickets at the time, apparently. So we have requests in there and we have for donations. And then we also have people that are requesting to help. It was kind of all mashed in there. So I thought if we could have that be a point person as we have somebody, then one of us then takes that information and goes to Penelope and says, okay, we've got so and so that has this donation. They're a new donor. Can you get a runner to go take care of this?
Yeah.
So, so I'm taking care of the part that says, is this really what your name is? Is this your best contact? Are these your specs you're making the mask for? Then I can go to Penelope and say, okay, you're in charge of logistics. I'm going to have this many masks by this time. Do you have a runner that could go take care of this? And if she didn't, then we'd go to the group and say, okay, guys, we need another runner.
So I'm doing runners.
Well, I got you as logistics, which to me is runners and tickets.
Okay. Yeah, I will need help with that. I can't commit fully. I'm also in school right now, and I'm still running another business that's still operating. So I do have plenty of time. This is important to me, but I will definitely need help if Denise wants to help me with runners.
That's what I had is Penelope and Denise on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Tickets and runners, because that we're all going to be looking at tickets, but that way one person is that main contact. So when I have a question about did this ticket get addressed or not get addressed, I can hit you guys up and just send you a message on that. So I'm not also asking Patrick or I'm not asking Susie.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, not trying to keep it away from anybody, but just so we kind of get a little more centralized.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that makes total sense. That makes total sense. And someone remembered to pick Allison's brain about runners as well. She did a lot of that.
Yeah, is she still doing stuff? Did she say that she wasn't doing stuff anymore? Like I saw that she was only doing completed masks, period.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. We'll have
Okay.
to figure that out. Let's go ahead and finish off this meeting. We've
Okay.
got notes. We're going to have more questions. We'll hit all those and resolve all those too. But we've done enough in an hour and 15 tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you. You're wonderful people. What can I say? Eric, welcome. You're the newbie. Denise, welcome. You've already been working with us, but welcome anyway. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
All righty.
Oh, bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.